Greetings, everyone. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Lessons Land channel. My name is Zuzek Anomvalo. I am so excited to see you again. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for stopping by. It is such an honor, to have you here on this very channel where I speak about my life experiences, where I speak about things that really impact me and that, that creates some changes into my life and maybe sometimes into the lives of the people close to me. So last week, or the last time I made a video, I was speaking about a situation that once happened in a church, and one situation that really got me questioning God, got me questioning myself even. It impacted on my relationships as well, family. There was a lot that was going on at the time that made me to doubt myself, but I am just grateful that I was able to make peace with the family again, and thanks to my lovely mother, who has always been the glue that sticks us together. I really appreciate Umatandi. Like, I've seen a lot of people in my life, but I've never met anyone quite as strong as my mother. And for that, I will never take Umamkize for granted. Thank you so much. We learn together, we get bruised together, but at the end of the day, my mom is that I will stick with you till the end kind of person, and I don't think that I give her enough credit even on these videos, because of the kind of woman that she is. So even that situation, it really did get us, but I believe that it was not a mistake. It was just a lesson that had to be learned and an experience that our family had to be taken through. And I also believe that it made us stronger, because after that incident, we've had each other's backs and understood each other on a much deeper level. So maybe it's true that sometimes it takes something really drastic for bonds to be created. So I'm really thankful for the family that I have. Thank you so much, Manqula Mahle Namakhize. Ngiyanithanda kakhulu. You give me life. You are my life. So yes, that those are the experiences. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can definitely go back and check the last video from this one, and then you can just have a catch up and see what we were talking about. So there are so many instances that would make me want to question faith and God and everything. But I think as I grow up, I have learned that God is very spirituality, a belief system and all of that those things are very personal. A spiritual journey, a belief system, it sometimes depends on how you grew up, who raised you, how you were raised, and all of those things. I've been learning a lot while trying to figure out spirituality, trying to figure out God, trying to figure out all these external forces that seem to be grounding and guiding our lives. So what I found firstly is that God is in your heart. God is God of the heart. God is not necessarily in a church somewhere where you have to go and have an encounter with him. I have discovered that just grounding your spirit and connecting with your inner being allows you to connect more with source. And one thing that I'm discovering on my journey as I go is that the more I get to know myself, the more I get to know God and the purpose that he has for me in this life. So I think that the greatest thing that I would tell anyone listening is that find yourself, because if you find yourself, you are most likely to find God, and if you find God, you are most likely to find your purpose in this world. So today I just want to talk about that it doesn't matter what has been thrown at you, it doesn't even matter what has been said, but what matters is the connection. Is it there or is it not? So I understand that more oftentimes, like, we tend to be people who only apply a spiritual practice if we are in trouble. We are not those people who believe in creating and working on the relationship with God, because we believe that He is just our Father in times of trouble. But I have gone to understand God, especially like last year. I've really been focusing solely on my faith and not mixing it with a lot of things. And I think because of that, I have reached a level that I've never reached before. Because believe you me, whatever that you're engaging on, whatever that takes up most of your time, can also deprive you of the relationship with spirit, and I say spirit, and because I don't want to define God is spirit. It doesn't matter how I've learned mostly that it doesn't even matter how you refer to Him. Like, many tribes, many cultures and religions, many people of different languages, they call Him with different names. His but I think at the end of the day, what matters is that you acknowledge that there is spirit, that there is a higher power, that governs over us. There is the Creator. It doesn't matter how you access that spirit or how you tap into that realm, as long as in your spirit you have that conviction deep within you that there are forces that are much greater than you are. And also that you have a purpose, and for you to have a purpose, it means that you have been sent here. So at some point in your life, you have to acknowledge those who sent you, those who came before you. So however you want to access spirit is up to you and up to how you were raised, you see, or just your personal beliefs, because it happens sometimes that, like, growing up, your family believes in something else, but then as you grow, you feel that you connect more with a certain way. Other people will say that, like, when they go, like when they just go to the mountain, and sit there, they are able to connect with spirit. They are able, to connect to the other realm just by going to the mountain and being surrounded by nature, sitting under a tree. They feel that connection. For other people, they have to go to church and be with brethren. They have to hear some certain songs and stuff like that. Other people, they have to play some drums, and some music and some subliminals. It doesn't matter, but what matters is that as a person, you need to have a spiritual practice in place so that you can be balanced as a human, because we are not in a carnal world. This world is more spiritual than it is actually physical, and the sooner you realize that, the better, because if you do, then you will live your lives being conscious of that there is more than what meets the eye. And when you go deep, you will find a lot. So many people will ask me that, Howzu, so when did you first encounter this intimacy with spirit? And to answer that, I would say last year, 2022, has been a really life-changing year for me, where I reached a place in spirit that I had not reached prior. It was new to me. It was so new that I had to take the phone and call my mom, because something was happening inside me. My body was just vibrating and moving. Okay, so I'll just take you back a bit. I'm one person who has been under attacks, especially spiritual attacks, and when I went home in June last year, I remember that there was also like an attack, lodged at me, a spiritual attack, of which it's easier for me to catch them as they come now, because I'm more like focused on my spiritual journey at the moment. So sometimes when something is coming towards me, maybe I'll have a dream about it, and I'll just have a dream like that's going to point exactly to what is happening energetically. And because the message is so clear, I will wake up and I will be able to block that, energetically, so that it doesn't manifest in my life. So I've been experiencing a lot of those and seeing a lot of signs and seeing a lot of, dreams that I don't even have to ask someone. I know exactly what is going on. Sometimes I will have a dream of someone, someone that I know like doesn't like me, we are not in good terms, and I will have a dream about them, and in the dream I will see everything that I need to see. And then the next thing that's going to happen, that maybe on the third day of dreaming about this person continuously, the person is going to call me, and whatever they're going to say, it's going to be linked to what they said in the dream. So I started noticing that this was happening, especially with my ex, the one who had abused me, in the US. So I guess he was not tired, he wanted to finish me off and all, because I would dream about him, like really, really dream about him trying to shoot me, maybe following me. And then on the third day, he's going to call me. And I found this like so strange until when I started speaking about it to my spiritual leader and to my spiritual leaders and my mother, because like my mom is very spiritual and she's got experience when it comes to these things. She would tell me that this usually happens if someone is doing, something to you. If someone is maybe sending some negative energy towards you, this happens if you are spiritually awake. Then you see it coming and then you are able to block it. So I was experiencing stuff like that. And sometimes I will have a dream, and then my spiritual leader will also like have a warning dream, and then when she tells me what she saw in the dream, then it will actually correspond with the dream that I also had. And then I started seeing that, oh wow, okay, so there's something like this. And then because of that spiritual attack, so I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but I got a call from this girl who used to be my best friend, and I knew at that time that she hates me because she was also working with Mogai from my US experience to bring me down and all of that. And they even dated, at some point. Don't ask me how my best friend went and dated the same guy who caused me so much pain. Don't ask, but it happened. And so this girl, she sends me a gift, a very big gift. And at that time I questioned it. Even when she called me and told me that there's a gift that is coming, I was like, at the back of my mind, like something said, off, something is off here. Why does this person want to suddenly buy me gifts when I know that she hates me? So even when it came, I was like, what is this? I didn't have a good feeling about it. No one at home did anyway, because they've never really liked her. So this gift came and it was big, nice, very nice, and all the things that I like were in that package, and just so I had a bad feeling about it, and I knew that I'm not gonna use this gift. In fact, I'm just gonna give it away, because it's like, I'm a very sentimental person. In order for me to appreciate a gift, there has to be like something. But there had been too many betrayals in that friendship that she had started not being relevant in my life, because with me, that's how it goes. It's either I love you or you are absolutely irrelevant. I don't care. So that was that. And then I got a call the following morning from my spiritual leader. She was like, I had a dream, you are in trouble, there is a gift that you received. Just like that, there's a gift that you received, so do this and do this and do this. So I got very angry. I got very, very angry when I learned about that, because I asked myself, what is it that you actually want from me, woman? Like, you did this, I forgave you. You dated a man while I was staying with him, and I forgave you. You did so many things I could count, woman, and I forgave you. And I kept on telling her, I forgive you because you are young. You're still going to see life. And now she's sending me gifts with bad energies attached to them, with witchcraft things attached to them. Do you know who I am? So that's what I felt like, no, enough is enough, and I feel like I need to do something right now. So at that time, I remember going into full-blown fasting, and I was using my herbs at the time, my cleansing herbs to cleanse my aura. Oh yes, I use them. I use traditional medicine, like to steam and like to cleanse my aura and all of that I do. So I went in full blast, but I was very angry. I was so angry, like I was so upset, and I felt like, no man, Kanti, what do you want? You want me to show you who I am? So I'm gonna fight fire with fire. That is what I did. I got into full fighting mode. I remember the affirmations that I kept saying, when I was doing those rituals. I remember. And then I remember this one time I was just praying, and then something started boiling inside me. I didn't know what is happening with my back. I started shaking and started shivering. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? I grabbed the phone. I was like, Ma, please pray. The first thing I thought was that, okay, whatever I'm sending back is being sent back. They're attacking me back. I'm dying, So my mom started praying with me, started praying. But I felt good, man. Like, tears were streaming down, but I felt good. So I told her, I said, I don't think this is a spiritual attack. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think this is a spiritual attack. I don't know, man. I think I'm just feeling the spirit in another form today. Yeah, I was vibrating. And you know what happened next? I just started speaking. I prophesied. I started saying things to my mom about my mom's upbringing. I didn't even know where I was getting these downloads from, but they were just coming. I remember that day stayed in the phone for more than 2 hours. My mom even had to add ungongo because she was like, what is going on? So like, what are you saying? And I was telling her everything, even how she was named Tandiwe. Like I will never forget that day, because I saw another me. I was saying things that I was asking myself, where did I get that from? And that's when now the journey started. So I could say thank you to my former best friend for trying to do all those witchy things that you were doing to me, because you unleashed a beast in me. You reached me at enough is enough. I hope you are fine where you are, because I didn't play with you. I didn't. And honestly, I don't want to play with anyone who messes with me. I'm not that person anymore that can just, people just feel like they can come and tramp and step on me like how they want, and it's just gonna be good. Like, no, I'm not that person anymore. So I hope you're fine, Mogel, because whatever you unleashed in me has been with me ever since, and I just see it growing, and I love it. I've always felt like there was something more to me than what meets the eye, so for me to be a vessel of the Spirit, and for me to experience God and Source like how I do now, with so much conviction and so much faith that this is Him, this is it. It took me to be abused. It took me to be played by people who pretended to be coming and giving me gifts when they knew what these gifts were supposed to do in my life. So I see you. One thing about me, I see you. And I think at the moment, that's just what really is the highlight of my life, that I discovered spiritual abilities that I never knew existed, and I love them. So what I would say to somebody who is caught between churches and whatever, I would say, get yourself into a quiet place and really learn about yourself. When it comes to spirituality, not even your mom can tell you what works, but your soul is your greatest teacher, because your soul has been there even before this body. So your soul knows the way. Just follow what works for you. You know what resonates with your soul. You know what it is that doesn't feel like an effort when you do it. So lean more to things like that. And when it comes to your relationship with spirit, it is a wise thing to build it. Of course, we have free will. For those people who believe that there's no existence of God or spirit or ancestors or anything, it's okay. That's your belief. But our duty as people who are going through these things and who are experiencing these differences and these, downloads and these spiritual manifestations, I would tell you that don't wait until you're in trouble to build a spiritual practice. Do it every day. Have a time before you start your day where you speak to spirit, where you put your plans out there, where you pray, where you speak life, into your dreams, into your plans, with the faith that there is a higher power who will take care of you in ways that only it can. So I think that is my message for today, that find God or find spirit. But if you can't, find yourself, because if you find yourself, it will definitely take you to that place. You will not only find God, but you will also find your purpose in this life, and you will also learn so much. You will learn that there's so much that you don't know and so much to learn in this life. So thank you so much. I'm going to leave this video at that. And I just say that when it comes to spirituality, it's a very personal thing. It depends on you, on what you believe in. So take your time with it. Don't rush yourself when it comes to that, because it's something that really can make or break your life. It's either you choose to be ignorant of it, or you choose to acknowledge it and put it as a practice into your own life. Don't know how you do it, but I've seen how it has grounded me, to actually commit my plans into God and believing that I don't have the power to bring them into manifestation, but I believe in the one who promised. I believe that I did not bring myself here, so I do not have to see myself through. The one who brought me here shall see me through. And because he is in me, because I have allowed and surrendered to him to work in me, then I will not be defeated, because I have never seen children of God defeated. So I'd just like to leave it at that. I hope that you had a beautiful Sunday. I love you so much. Do take care of your beautiful self, take care of your spirituality, and most importantly, love on yourself.